Okay, this is Mike Little. Welcome to our Wednesday insurance call. We appreciate each one of you taking time out, and if you have a pen and paper, please go ahead and get it out. We're going to give you some information. This is an information call. When we're done with the call, we'd like to have you get back with the person that invited you out to get some of your questions answered. Hopefully we can answer a few as we go through this. So again, my name is Mike Little. I've been with LegalShield now 17 years. My co-host, Mr. Rick Johnson, will be joining us. He's been with the company right around 15, almost 16 years. Both of us come from a background of insurance. Okay, I was a former insurance agent. I looked at this program back in 1995. I was looking for another service basically that I could cross-sell to my clients. I had a file cabinet full of clients, but I couldn't sell them anything else because I've sold them everything that I had. I was just trying to keep them in the file cabinet, if you know what I mean. So I looked at this. I kept running into magazines like, Forbes, Fortune, Money Magazine, Wall Street Journal, Individual Investors, and they were all talking about this company. Brokers World said, never mind your 401k plan, how's your legal plan? Individual Investors said if you got in front of 100 people for 25 minutes, 60% of them would want to own the service. But I'm going to share it to you. That's my part this afternoon, is basically just explaining the program to you and see if it's a fit for you. I went on a 15-day research. I'm just like any other insurance agent out there. Excuse me. People stop in and they say, hey, this is the best thing you need. And, this is work. This is going to make you a fortune type thing. You've heard it. I've heard it. But, most of the stuff wasn't in the direction I was going to, and I had to be careful, and I know you have to as well. You cannot put a substandard product with what you had. It would jeopardize what you have. So I was looking for a premier service, okay, and I went on a research, and I tell you what, after 15 days, I signed my contract, and here we are 17 years later, we're still marketing. I'm not trying to impress you or anything like that. I just want you to get the information like I did. My first year, I was able to create $107,000 with this service. Okay, it's a unique service. You're in front of a trend. Okay, LegalShield. Okay, I want you to understand it's owned by a New York equity firm. Taking notes, put down midoceanpartners.com. Go check it out. I think you're definitely going to be impressed with what's going on. What is LegalShield? LegalShield is a unique service. Basically, it's a priceless benefit. I tell people it's a game changer, okay? This membership, not only covers the member, covers the spouse, covers never married dependent children up to 21 living at home, dependent children up to the age of 18 from the legal guardian, full-time college students up to the age of 23. We consider 12 hours full-time. If you have a physical or mental challenged child, regardless of age, at one price, at one premium, is going to cover your entire family. Okay? So if you're taking the plan is $26. So just put $26 down. And we have an identity theft product that we'll be talking about as well, but you can wrap it around. That's $9.95. And I'll be touching on that just a little bit. But I want you to understand, in our society today, if the cost is cheap, usually the value is cheap as well. So you got to understand, and this is what I had to find out, how can they do this so cheap? Or these paralegals or someone fresh out of law school. But what I found out, these are seasoned veterans, okay? Our attorneys get 35% of every dollar goes in based on the number of memberships in the state. It's called per capita, okay? In Ohio, we're looking around 50,000 memberships. They're paying that firm somewhere around $500,000 a month, whether we use it or not. Okay, there's firms out there we're paying over $1 million a month to handle our clients. So it's a unique service. We have 1.5 million members on the books today. They pay every month, not because they have to, because they want to. They understand that, this $26 a month is 89 cents a day. This is not an expense. It's a major savings in their lives. And people don't cancel things that save them money. So what it does, this will open a lot of doors up for you. But again, today I just want you to sit back and relax and let me explain this thing to you and see if it's a fit for you, because I knew it was a fit for us once I did my research and checked it out. But here's what our clients have access to: unlimited telephone consultation for personal business questions. Now, I personally believe we live in the greatest country in the world. But if you don't know your rights, do you have them? What if you know them, you can't afford them? Do you really have them? Now, I want you to sit back. Now, when it's all said and done, I want you to ask yourself, do you see an 89-cent value? So we're talking unlimited telephone consultation. Now, let me show you how powerful this one benefit is alone. I sit down with my clients, and I said, Mr. and Mrs. Client, I want you to think back in the past. If you knew in the past you could pick up a phone, call a major law firm, talk to them about anything, personal or business, and you knew you weren't going to get a bill other than that monthly membership, how many times in the past would you picked up that phone? They said many times. I said, why don't you? Well, it's really $200 an hour. It's really a financial situation. We can't afford to. So, most of the time our legal situations automatically turn into a financial situation. So they see the value right there. If there's a problem with situation, someone not standing behind a warranty or guarantee or promise, or just treating one of our clients unfairly, what our attorneys will do at no cost to our clients, they'll send out a letter. They'll make a phone call. If you send out a letter, I send out a letter, you make a phone call, I make a phone call, we're going to customer service. But let that attorney make that phone call, send out a letter. They go to the legal department. It's a big difference. I'll sit down with my clients and say, Mr. and Mrs. Client, if you knew you get all your contracts reviewed free, if it was free, would you have it done? In 17 years, no one's told me no. That's the next benefit. We're going to review all contracts up to 10 pages for them at no cost. The next one, if you're taking notes, put this down. 7 out of 10 Americans do not have, and 80% of them go to the hospital. It's called the will. Okay, and this was a big thing when I looked at it. I sell a lot of life insurance. When I get done selling the life insurance, I say, hey, you need to get a will updated. They say, we don't have one. Well, with this program, what's nice about it, our clients, they don't have to be with the program a year, 2 years, 3 years to qualify. It's day one. They have access to a will. This is a complete will. This is a will that's designed for them. It runs anywhere between average $400 to $600 across the country. They'll not only give them the will, they'll update it yearly free at no additional cost. I don't know how you believe, but I know the way I believe every one of us on this phone call is going to need a will one day. But most people don't have it. So what happens to the family, they end up mourning you, and they end up cussing you at the same time because all this is left, the sister arguing over this and arguing over that. So that's powerful right there. That's what we put. This is a product that we want them to use the service. We will not penalize them for using it. The company's 40 years old. They've never raised their rates on existing clients. We also have a motor vehicle service part of the program. Now, this one has some limitations on it. It has a 15-day waiting period on it. You got to be legally in a car, whatever state requires, no drugs, no alcohol. If you get a speeding ticket or any one of your covered family members gets a speeding ticket, our attorneys will do everything in their power they can. They'll go to court for you. They'll plea bargain, a judge. If my client doesn't get another ticket in the next 12 months, then we waive these 4 points. Now, points might not be important to you today, but what happens, I have clients who work for DHL, FedEx, and I actually have the CDL drivers, the over-the-road truck drivers. Now, this is for 2 axles or less, but the way the laws are changing today, truck driver, he or she can get a speeding ticket in their car, and it counts towards their CDL license. So basically, some people, they get a speeding ticket, they could actually lose their livelihood. They could lose their job. The next part of the program, I want you to understand, this is the heartbeat of the company, the product. I totally believe it. Because heaven forbid that you have an accident and someone is killed. Okay, I want you to understand, someone is killed. You could be charged with involuntary manslaughter, negligent homicide, or vehicle homicide. Those are criminal charges. There is not an insurance company in this country. Let me repeat, there's not an insurance company in this country going to cover you for criminal charge. Now, they're going to pick up civil up to your liabilities, whatever it may be. You could have the umbrella. Criminal's about you and the state, okay? So the average vehicle homicide, they could tell me, could run anywhere between $30,000 to $80,000. The average retainer could be anywhere between $10,000 to $15,000. Just ask yourself, if you ever slide on ice or hydroplane or maybe, reaching over to pick up something and you caused an accident, caused someone to lose their life. You didn't mean to do it, but you did it. What would you come up with that type of money? Most people have to second mortgage their house, cash in their 401ks or whatever it may be. But if you own this membership, as devastated as the family's going to be, there's a loss of life. You'll never have to worry about your attorney fees because we're the only company in this country that will cover this. We pick it up win, lose, or draw. No ceiling, no deductible. When I did my research back in 1995, I had 3 daughters out there driving around. If my 16-year-old daughter has an accident, someone is killed, who are they suing? They're suing mom and dad. This is nothing but risk management. What you're going to find out, your clients are going to give you a lot of referrals that, again, you can cross-sell. You can turn your insurance into, our legal plan into the insurance. It's a great door opener. We have another program that goes right along under this coverage, all under that umbrella. It's for trial defenses. Anybody sue anybody today? Well, gosh, you can turn the TV on today and you see Judge Judy on there and, a lot of legal shows on there. But the American Bar Association tells you there's 177 lawsuits filed every minute in our society today. In our society today, you don't have to be guilty to go to court. You just have to be accused. We're going to start our clients out with 75 hours of attorney time already paid for it. $200 an hour, I mean, you do the math, like $15,000 in the bank. Now, each year is going to go up. To the 5th year, you have 335 hours. The 6th year, 335 hours. But what doesn't go, repeating myself again, is the rates. The next one's IRS. You have 50 hours of tax attorney's time to work right along with your CPA, your accountant. The way that works, I really like that. Our clients are signing up in 2012, but they go back and they pick up the trailing year forward. Now, the next one is one of my favorites. It's called a preferred members discount, a 25% preferred members discount, because we also cover pre-existing conditions. Now, what we consider a pre-existing condition is an ongoing legal situation before our clients own the membership. If they have a pre-existing condition, they can pick up the phone, they can call an attorney. Attorney can review some contracts for them, maybe send out a letter. There's no cost to that. But they have to go to court. You're looking at 25% discount. Under our moving violations, again, we don't cover drugs or alcohol onto that, but we do cover it at a 25%. We don't condone it, but we will cover it. Things that normally don't happen to you on a daily basis, like divorce, adoption, corporation, child custody, bankruptcy, at a discounted rate. Okay? We also have what we call 24/7 access. Now, this is after hours, okay? This is when our attorneys are open from 9 to 5, the offices, and when they close at 5 o'clock, 2 attorneys go on call. 2 attorneys go on call in every state. And this is for the serious stuff. Now, this is where there's maybe an accident with an injury. You don't know what to say. You don't know what to do. Your clients, all they have to do is turn over their membership card, and on the back it says, if your intent to question can arrest me, please have me call this number. Okay, those are your Miranda rights. Okay, that's not a poem we were taught in high school or anything like that. But it's an 800 number, goes into home office, and within minutes, you'll be talking to counsel. Okay, I don't care if it's Super Bowl Sunday, whatever it may be. I know I had a friend of mine when this program, they added that in. I thought, man, this is great, and he's an attorney. And I said, tell him about the program. I said, we can call you 3 o'clock in the morning, Christmas morning, Super Bowl. He said, you can't call me at 3 o'clock in the morning. My clients, they can't do that. I said, what if they pay you $500,000 a month? He said, call me anytime you want. So that is the big difference we have right there. That is our legal plan. I mean, that is a unique service. It's a priceless benefit. And like I said, it's a game changer. I mean, it just, before my clients owned this service, they never used an attorney. They needed one, but they couldn't afford to. It was always a financial decision. Now they use them on a daily basis. Now we have another service is identity theft. It's with a company called Kroll, Kroll. Kroll is the world's leading risk management company. When 9/11 went down, this is a company that the government called in to secure the Twin Towers. They did the forensic accounting work on Enron. Fortune 500 companies use it for background investigation. If you or anybody that you know has ever had any high government clearance, Kroll is probably the one that did it. They are working with us. They've married up. They've partnered up. And what they do, they put a complete wall of security around the family. Identity theft, it's running rampant today. But, everything that you see out there on TV, you got to be careful, because a lot of them are giving their clients a false sense of security, in my opinion. When you're looking at identity theft service, you have to have 3 elements. Number 1, can they identify it? Number 2, can they stop it? Number 3, will they fix it? What you're seeing out there, they'll identify it and stop it. Okay, some of you actually have to file claims for. Okay, but they don't fix it. They coach you. They say they'll help you. If someone steals your identity, say I'm in Ohio here, and they use it in Orange County, California, you can't go to the Cincinnati Police Department and say, like, file charges because someone's using my identity in Orange County, California. What if it's multiple states? They're going to say, you need to go where the crime is being committed. Okay? Most people today, they don't have a clue what to do, how to do it, or the finances to do it. With our company out there, we do a full restoration. You can actually go to Kroll.com, and you'll see we're the only company out there that uses licensed investigators, not a customer service department, not where they're going to send you templates that if it would happen. Okay, and I want you to understand, we don't stand up and say, hey, we guarantee that you will not have your identity stolen. If I sell in security system, I couldn't say I guarantee you're not going to get broke into, but we can minimize the risk. But if it would happen, only if it happened, you sign a limited power of attorney, and what's going to happen, you'll be signed an agent. They're going to go to work for you while you go back to work. That is the difference, okay? Now, first thing we do, we give you access to your credit reports. We pull it up, make sure everything belongs to you. Okay, they want to monitor you on a daily basis. It's a starting point. The FTC will tell you 25% of all credit reports are bad, and you don't have a thing to do with it today. Okay? Then we monitor you on a daily basis. Then if it would happen, then we go ahead and you sign a limited power of attorney, and they go to work for you. These are professionals, okay? This is what they do. This is not a customer service department. Today, a lot of the stuff I look at, especially the way our country is today, a lot of companies are created out of greed, not out of need. Most of these companies were created out of need. Now, you can add that to the plan for $9.95, covers you and your spouse. But we just came up with a new program for $1 for Safeguard for Children. Now, I don't care if it's 1, 10, whatever it may be, not per child, per family on that. And they'll go out and make sure now that they can't monitor credit. Kids, under 18, they shouldn't have credit. But they will go out and monitor the Social Security, see if it's out there, because today they're stealing those today. It's crazy what's going out there. But what you have is you have a unique service right here. You put the identity theft with it, the legal plan. You look at $35.95 a month. A little over $1 a day. Less than a cup of coffee. That your clients have access to some of the best services that you can market. Now, what I like to do is, there's also a commission part of this as a program. If you are looking to create another income into your office, which I was, and there's definitely very lucrative on here. To explain this, I have Mr. Rick Johnson on the line with us. Rick Johnson is also an insurance agent, former insurance agent, big PNC agency. Looked at his programs, also earned 6 figures with the program. He has a 6-figure ring. What that means is you earn over $100,000 within any 12-month period. So, Mr. Johnson, I'd like to turn the call over to you, sir.
Thanks, Mike. Great job. Every time I hear that story, I think back to when I heard it the first time, and I don't know exactly how you've been approached in the past as an agent or a financial planner, but what had happened to me was I basically had a retail location. I was easy to find, and back in the day, I used to have people, LegalShield associates, stop by my office, and I really don't know if I was too busy to hear the story, didn't give them enough time, but basically what had happened to me is I'd heard just enough about it to say no, and not enough to say yes. And it was really at the urging of another insurance agent friend that I had that basically explained to me that if I knew as much about it as I thought I did, I'd be marketing the product. And he convinced me that what I needed to do is sit down and hear it from beginning to end. And when I did that, I began to realize it was a common sense product. It was a product that filled insurance needs. It was a product that like when Mike talked about catastrophe automobile coverage and having protection against that criminal indictment, we had a large book of automobile policyholders, and I thought there was a gap right there that this plan would fix because, my worst nightmare would have been to have some father and mother walk through my door and tell me their spouse or one of their children had an automobile accident and they're being criminally indicted for vehicle homicide or vehicle manslaughter. And to know that I could have solved that issue by having a LegalShield plan in play but chose not to, that would have driven me absolutely crazy. And so that's when I began to realize that this is something that I needed to take and build a wall of protection around my client base with. And that was one of the first things. And because of the automobile policies we had, I also realized the importance of defending the driving record. So the ability to be able to defend the driving record, not only on the local level, but to be able to defend a driving program or your driving record nationwide was also an important factor. And that, too, was something I took into consideration. The other factor was it was so cost-effective that whether you're 18 or 80, you could afford to own it. It was so cost-effective that a person, once they understood it, would probably buy it just to put that feeling of security around them. And today with our identity theft product, you realize that identity theft product works for you 24/7. Now, you may not need an attorney every day or every week, but I'll tell you the one thing you better protect yourself is you've been putting your personal information out there many, many times over your lifetime, and one breach of a data breach can cause that information to get into the wrong hands. It is sold multiple times, and you can have multiple problems out there, not only in a local basis, but in most cases your identity is moved to another part of the country whereby you have no contacts, no relationships, and have access to Kroll and be able to have Kroll put the fire out. The thing that's exciting about identity theft from the standpoint of what we do is we're the only fire department out there that can put the fire out because nobody else is offering to do that. They'll monitor for you. They'll take and give you an early warning system to let you know that something's going on. But to put the problem to bed, that's where we separate ourselves from all the others out there. And to realize that at least 65% of identity theft becomes legal in nature at some point in time, and to realize that you have the ability to have a law firm defending you and protecting you and being between you and the people that have been wronged by the identity theft thief, that is a powerful program to have. Now, as Mike indicated, we not only do this on an individual enrollment basis, but we also do it on an employee basis where we do employee benefits. We can go into a group of 5 or more, and we can actually put this in as employee benefit. We've got city governments. We've got small businesses. There's over 40,000 small business groups today that have offered this product to their number one asset, and that's their employees, because they realize that if one of their employees is taken out of the business because of an identity theft issue and they don't have proper people in play to put the fire out, that means they're going to have to put it out, and they're going to have to put it out during normal business hours from 8 till 5, Monday through Friday, and you can lose a key employee to this type of an issue. They might be there, physically, but they're certainly not there mentally. And to have this product in play to protect those employees is a very viable thing that you can take into your employee benefit groups that many of us have today. So that is another big part of the program. We have a special product we take in there that we bring in there for about $25.90, less than $6 a week. That hourly employee can protect his entire family against identity theft and the legal issues that come about just living in a more complicated society. All you have to do is ask yourself, is it safer driving a car today than it was a few years ago? We all know the answer to that. And that makes the importance of having a legal plan in play for you and being able to protect your driving record and protect your ability to defend yourself is more important today than it's ever been in the past. So quality product that's been around for over 40 years. We've never raised the rates to anybody in the 40 years we've been in business. And we've got a portable product, that employee benefit product's portable in that they can take it from job to job. And we do it on a payroll deduction, fringe benefit. Any way that they want to do it, we have the ability to do it for them. The other part is it doesn't take too long to once you get involved in the program as an associate, you can actually work yourself up to where you're making a couple $100 per membership. And that simply means that if you're writing a couple memberships a day, that's an extra $400 a day. It's an extra $2,000 a week. It's an extra $8,000 a month, or an extra $100,000 a year. And if you only did half that well, an extra $50,000, an extra $1,000 a week brought home to the household would make life in most households a whole lot better than it is currently. So adding additional income without increasing your cost of earning that, because you're building it right into your existing client base, is a real plus in most agents' life. The other thing we do is we provide renewal income, and you're vested from day one. That means the renewals in these memberships will be paid to you as long as you live, and if something should happen to you, it's passed on to your spouse, on to your family, so that they will be able to enjoy the benefits of your labor. So you own that book of business, and it's something that is very important. And in closing, I want to just simply say this. When I saw it the first time, it almost looked too good to be true, and I questioned the ability and of the attorney base. What kind of attorneys were they getting? And then I was told by the man that showed it to me the last time that he simply said there's a company out there called Martindale Hubbell that runs law firms and attorneys like Best Rates insurance companies, and the highest rating they can give is an AV rating. And he said, we're really proud to tell you that 95% of the provider law firms throughout our network are AV-rated law firms and lawyers. And that means that you are selling and delivering the best that the industry has to deliver to that client base that you have. And whether it's a family plan, a CDLE plan, or a small business plan for our small business owners out there, you've got a quality product to deliver to that business owner, to that individual, to that family. And after all, we got into the insurance business to protect people and to build a wall of protection around them. And if they do not have a LegalShield membership, there's gaps there that you can fill with this product and be on the cutting edge of a new area of insurance that covers and protects families against the problems of identity theft. And the legal issues just come about simply because people have a more complicated world to deal with today. So with that, I'm going to turn you back to you on our call. Mike and I both thank you for being with us. We appreciate our associates calling in on the call today, and we appreciate you as our guest this morning. And I hope this has helped you. Have a great day selling. Good day, and God bless.